Thank you very much. We are Dashing Rock. We're really happy to be here. Want to thank the library for inviting us to this beautiful space. I don't know how many of you actually live in Quincy, but you're very fortunate to have access to such a beautiful space to come listen to live music. And speaking of live music, let's take a trip to Cape Breton and then to Scotland.
But Dave, what did we just play?
Oh, yes. So the first set was a set of Irish tunes. Mist Covered Mountain was the first tune, the Chapel Bell, the Paper Bird, and Trip to Herves. And the next set, oops, my pedal's not working. There we go. Okay. All right, the next set we call Kilts on Fire.
But we promise we won't set his kilt on fire.
No. Oops, wait a minute. I told myself I would remember to do this when I switched.
So this next set we're going to play is a song. And it is written by Ed Sheeran, and it's a true story about his grandparents.
I was 24 years old when I met the woman I would call my own. 22 grandkids now growing old. The house that your brother bought, yeah. On a summer day when I proposed, I made that wedding ring from dentist gold. And I asked her father, but her daddy said no. You can't marry my daughter. She and I went on the run. Don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan and I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we were one down by the Wexford border. Second World War and she was working on a soldier's ward. Never had I seen such beauty before. The moment that I saw her, Nancy was my yellow rose, and we got married wearing borrowed clothes. We got 8 children now growing old, 5 sons and 3 daughters. She and I were on the run. Don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan and I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we were one down by the Wexford border. White streak in her jet black hair. Over 60 years I've been loving her. Now we're sat by the fire in our rolled-up chairs. Nancy, I adore ya. From a farm boy born near Belfast town, never worried about the king and crown, till I found my heart upon the southern ground. There's no difference, I assure ya. She and I were on the run. Don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan and I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we were one down by the Wexford border. Don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan. She took my name and then we were one down by the Wexford border.
If anyone is interested, I always think the names of these tunes are so funny. We played a couple of reels in there. The first one was called The Golden Stud. The second one was called The Killarney Boys of Pleasure. And the last one, I think is really weird, Bang Your Frog on the Sofa.
Love
Whatever that
tune.
means.
So cool.
Maybe we won't do that here.
We're gonna play a group of 4 tunes here. The first one is Robert Lowe. Is he Scottish or Cape Breton?
Robert Lowe and his brother are both Scottish.
They're both Scottish. Okay. We call this the scary set because it has witches and warlocks. And then the second tune is by Adam Sutherland. It's called Inspector John Duff of the Braemar Police Mountain Rescue. And I actually learned this tune from Adam Sutherland. And there's a really cool story behind it. You can look it up if you want. It's kind of sad, but it's the guy is basically a hero. He saved a bunch of people.
And so this is warlocks and witches and a devil for my hurt.
Oh yeah.
And then a story about a really bad snowstorm and people dying. So
Yeah. So it's kind of scary.
typical Celtic happy stuff.
Very Celtic.
Yeah, definitely.
Did we scare you?
Scary.
You scared me. My instrument is walking away from me on this smooth floor.
Let's talk about the Nyckelharpa. We're gonna play a polska by Sven Donat. We call this Seven Donuts. I don't know. We give everything weird nicknames. But this is a Swedish tune. The Nyckelharpa is an instrument from Sweden. It's the national folk instrument of Sweden.
Can everyone see? Do you want to stand up? It's very interesting.
It's so the Nyckelharpa, my Nyckelharpa that I'm playing today. I have several, but the one that I'm playing today is tuned like a fiddle. So it's tuned G, D, A, E, open strings, and then under the strings are 12 strings that are not played, but they're tuned chromatically up the scale. So there's 12 strings. So every time you hit an A, the A rings. When you hit the E rings, and sometimes other strings, like you get a lot of overtones. So everything has to be really in tune or it doesn't work. But then unlike the fiddle, instead of putting your fingers down on the string, you push pegs that are also attached to each string that's played that dampen the string in that area. And that's what makes the
One
sounds.
of the cool features of the instrument is that when she plays, sometimes you can hear the little clickety clack of her fingers, which is the part of the charm.
Yeah, so listen for a couple things. First of all, listen to the clicking of the key. The clicking of the keys is actually part of the sound. It's not a bug, it's a feature. And the other thing is, the other thing I want to talk just for a second about is there's a lot of Scandinavian music that's kind of folded into Celtic music, and that's because the Scandinavian countries are pretty close to, like they're very close to Shetland. We're going to play some Shetland tunes later too. And so there's been a lot of kind of crossover in Celtic and Scandinavian music. But listen for a couple things. Some of the, when you hear Scottish music, you hear a lot of turns. In Scandinavian music, you hear a lot of, like, it's a different sound. It's a different sound. So listen for a few of those things.
Okay, the next set of tunes we have, it was actually written by a friend of ours. All three of us have had the tremendous opportunity to perform at the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that before, but it's an amazing experience for a performer to be able to have the privilege of going there. And this last year, Betsy and I went in last August, and we met a piper and a harpist, and they had a very special relationship. They were really good friends, and the piper wrote these tunes. The first is a lullaby, and which is really beautiful, and the second tune is called Shiani Moody, and it's just this really fun, lovely jig that really just describes
Very
what a
much like
fun
her.
what a fun personality she had. So I hope that when you listen to these two tunes, even though you don't know them, they really do capture their relationship and their personalities.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dave, there's something funny about a bagpiper writing a lullaby.
Good point.
And Shruti finally walked away from me.
I know, I thought the Shruti got quiet.
The Shruti, what is this thing I'm playing down here? I can't really lift it up right now, but it's this wonderful instrument from India. And it's a wind instrument, and I'm playing it with my knee. I suppose, yeah, I can pick it up. Here we go. It's got all these little levers, and so depending on what drone I need, so you see me bending over, I'm changing what key I'm going to put a drone in. It just adds an extra sort of feral sound to what we're playing.
Oh, someone has a question.
What's the other side look like?
The other side is the air intake. And I'm holding it down with my foot and pushing it with my knee, and the floors are very slippery. So it's extra distracting.
Yeah, we
I
need
need a
those.
little mat or
We
something.
thought this looked like a Highland cow, so.
What are we doing now? Oh, that.
Yeah, so this next thing is a song, and we're going to take you to the Scottish Highlands, a place that I personally absolutely love. This song is sung in Scottish Gaelic, so you won't understand the words I'm saying. Hopefully, you'll feel the words I'm saying. And it's the writer of the song isn't known, but it's the story of a man describing his longing to be back amongst the nature of his homeland and with his love. But unfortunately, he has to give his blessing for her to marry someone else. So it's a story of unrequited love and the beauty of the Scottish Highlands.
Oh, age is gonna change. Oh, age me hash. Who inish numbo. Varan kjol goranyar. Hilo vaho. Sna heiri ri. Hi hoirin. Nogu o hilio vaho. Nambo Varan kjol går an jargu brai lachjo Varan bifiat an langan hilo vaho Sna heiri ri hi hoirin nogu o hilio vaho Varm vi fiag san langan Sera baknan stuk Han lu for yangar Hilo vaho Sna heiri ri Ahi hoirin Nogu o hilio vaho Sera baknan stuk Allu for Yangara Vienna nutre Hook me hein hot moyalag Hilo vaho Sna heiri ri Ahi hoirin Ogu o hilio vaho Vienna nutre, hooked me hein, hooked mo yalog, mo Vienna tatie, good to say na vichalisht, ilo vaho, sna hey ri, ohi hoirun, no gu ohilio vaho. Good to say David Shalst, good a ma he preached man, it a kana god bianacht, he lovaho, sna hey ri, he hoiren, no gu o hilio vaho. Oh, hey, just couldn't change. Oh, hate me hans, go brailach jong, waar mi fiax an langan, hilo vaho, na hey ri, ahi hoilen, no go hilio vaho, na hey ri, ahi hoilen, no go hilio vaho.
Now we're going to go to Shetland. Little Island.
Yeah, these are two tunes by Jenna Reed, who is a amazing fiddler and composer who's originally from Shetland, and now she lives in Scotland. The two tunes are The Gamekeeper's Cottage and Shetland Night in London.
All right, now back to Scandinavia.
We're going back to Scandinavia. The first tune we're going to be playing is by Harald Haugard. It's called Up til Norge, means up to Norway. Harald Haugard is from Denmark. I actually learned this tune from him. And then the next tune we're going to play is called Trondheimsfjorden, and it has a nickname. This next tune, Trondheimsfjorden, is from Norway. It's written by a young group called Major Stuen, who's from Oslo. I don't think they're around anymore, but it's a cool tune. It's called Trondheimsfjorden. It's played a lot in Edinburgh in sessions, and they gave this tune a nickname. They call it Franksreel, because there's another tune called Franksreel. That's a Scottish tune, and this tune, there's a couple parts that sound like it. So Franksreel goes. Also a very, very common tune played in sessions. Dave and I actually just recorded it, and another band. But yeah, it's very common. It's played in almost every session you ever go to. So there's a little part in this second tune we play that sounds like that a little bit. See if you can pick that out.
Loch Lomond, for anyone that hasn't heard it. And the story of this song is takes us back to in Scottish history during the war for independence for Scotland, and there were these two prisoners One of them was going to die, basically, and he, let's see, according to Celtic legend, if someone dies in a foreign land, his spirit will travel to his homeland by the Low Road, the route for the souls of the dead. And in the song, the spirit of the dead soldier arrives first, while the while the living soldier will take the high road over the mountains to arrive afterwards. So it's just a really beautiful story, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, there me and my true love spent many happy days on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep side of Ben Lomond, where in purple hue the Highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Birdies sing and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping. But the broken heart, it kens nae second spring, though the woeful may cease from their grieving. Oh, you'll take the high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
So this next song is, it's a kind of a children's song, actually. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a really old song. It was a poem in like the 14th century, but it's been made into children's books and music and everything. And it's called "The Fox." The fox went out on a chilly night, actually.
The fox went out on a chilly night. He prayed for the moon to give him light for many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. He'd many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh. He ran till they came to the farmer's pen. The ducks and the geese were kept therein. He said, "A couple of you are gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. A couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh." He grabbed the great goose by the neck. He threw a duck across his back. He didn't mind the quack, quack, and the legs all dangling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He didn't mind the quack, quack, and the legs all dangling down, oh. The old gray woman jumped out of bed. Out of the window she popped her head, crying, "John, John, the great goose is gone. The fox is on the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. John, John, the great goose is gone, and the fox is on the town, oh." He ran till they came to his nice warm den. And there were the little ones, 8, 9, 10, saying, "Daddy, Daddy, better go back again. It must be a mighty fine town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Daddy, Daddy, go back again, for it must be a mighty fine town, oh." The fox and his wife, without any strife, they cut up the goose with a fork and a knife, and they never had such supper in their life. And the little ones drew